Hi guys, Simon Trizelian here. Sorry I'm looking a little bit tired. It's just been a long few days. I just wanted to kick on here, and I mean I've been very quiet for a while, but a lot of people are talking about the Olympics and what's really going on. As you may have been aware, I did a video of the 2012 Olympics, unpacking all of the imagery, and there was a lot of Illuminati type imagery in the 2012 Olympics, as you're probably aware. This Olympics was really interesting, and I know there's this big furore about the whole Last Supper thing, and I just wanted to give my input on that because both sides are actually correct in a way. I mean, the Last Supper itself is obviously an iconic picture, and a lot of people have taken that iconic picture. I know Star Wars did it. I think The Simpsons did it. A lot of people have taken that imagery because it sits in the mind, and that's one of the reasons why they do it. Now, was it the festival of Dionysus? Well, yeah, but the festival of Dionysus, again, it's another god, Greek god, nothing to do with France whatsoever. And of course, Dionysus is all about greed and lust and excess. And that's why you see these things in the actual original pictures of the festival of Dionysus. You see the satyrs, playing the flutes, which is the original depiction of Pan. So they have the cloven hooves, which of course, a lot of people would relate not correctly to Satan, and that's where you get the word satyr from, Satan. So even no matter which way you cut it, they're looking at some fairly dark pagan ritual, and the fact that they put drag queens in that as well, just makes it problematic. Now, whether it was a mockery of the Last Supper or not, it really doesn't matter. It's about the optics, okay? Because whether you say, oh, it's nothing to do with the Last Supper. I mean, it looked like the Last Supper. You got the 12 people there in the groups of threes. This goes back into antiquity. And to be honest, the Christians actually got it from elsewhere, okay? So the reason that you have 12 disciples at the Last Supper, 12 disciples and the one, it's in the same way as you have 12 zodiacal signs and one zodiac. You have 12 witches and one coven. You have 12 months and one year. All of these things are in our normal culture. We understand that. When you learn your times tables, remember that big chart on the wall that you had? It went to 144, didn't it? Because it was 12 times 12. That's all you learned. You didn't learn 13 times 13. You learn your times tables from 12 to 12. And the 12 times 12 is one gross, 144. This is why there are 144,000 angels, 144,000 people get into heaven, according to the Jehovah's Witnesses. So all of these are found in nearly every religion. Now, the original 12 dates back to the original 12 Anunnaki families that made up the original gods of Sumer. Now, those were then taken on and adopted as the pantheon of gods, 12 gods, in Greece. That was then taken on as the 12 pantheon of gods from Rome, and that's why you have people, like Thoth becomes Hermes, becomes Mercury. They're all the same basic god. They're all the same archetype, and it's these 12 archetypes that are the 12 root races of mankind. This is why we are different as human beings. Very, very small variation, but a variation nonetheless. And that is why you have the 12 families of the Illuminati. And this is why when you look at it from my American friends, you look on the back of a dollar bill, you'll see that the Great Pyramid there on the back of there with the all-seeing eye, it's got 13 steps. Okay, so it's the 12 steps of the pyramid plus the headstone, the capstone, which is the all-seeing eye, which is called the mastema. Okay, so this is why you have the 12 Illuminati families plus the one family, one ruling family. And it's always that one that makes the 13, which is why we have unlucky 13. And the reason for that in this world is because it is the way that the moon is calculated, because the moon goes around the earth every 28 days, which means that every month, or month as it is, there are 28 days, which means there are 13 months to the year, and you've been denied that knowledge all this time. So yeah, I think the Olympics is a shambles for a lot of reasons. That's probably only one of them, but they had to understand and know that the optics were going to be really, really, really bad. I mean, even looking at the drag queen in the middle with the crown on, yeah, the seven heads of the beast. It's in Revelation. Yeah, look how many points are coming out of her crown. Yeah, 7 of them. And this is why we have, yes, another significant number: 7 days of the week, 7 chakras, 7 notes of the musical scale, 7 colors of the rainbow. Everything we see, hear, do, and feel is linked into the power of 7, and that is there for plainly to see. So it is a little bit of a mockery of the Christian ideals, but you've got to remember as well that the Christian ideals came from other people's ideals. They didn't just make it up. They actually used what was readily available and what had been through human consciousness, for basically 10,000 years before Christianity came along. So I hope that gives some degree of understanding, at least, as to what is going on. And all of this is going to be in my new book, so it's fresh to mind right now. I'm writing about all this stuff. So anyway, that's me, and I shall look forward to seeing it some other time. Simon Trezellian, out to you.